It's game number 81 for the Boston Bruins, and it doesn't get any bigger than this. Detroit coming into town to take on the Boston Bruins, and quite literally, this is the biggest game of the season. In fact, it very well could be the season for the Boston Bruins, depending on the result of this tonight. Simply put, if the Bruins want to stay in the hunt for the postseason, they must win this game tonight against a very good Detroit Red Wings team. On a side note, though, a little bit of good news. The NESN's, the New England Sports Network's 7th Player of the Year award was presented tonight, and that went to Brad Marchand. Let's see if Brad Marchand and the Bruins can pull out some great hockey tonight as they take on the Detroit Red Wings on the Bruins Recap Show. So we start things off in the first period as we always do, and in net, who would you expect? It's 2 U's, 2 K's, Tuukka Rask. He takes on against Jimmy Howard of Detroit, and right off the bat, bada bing, bada boom, it's David Pastrnak. Give me some pasta. A great pass from John Michael Lyles here, indirect off the boards, finds David Pastrnak that close to being offsides. It was challenged by Detroit.
Well, we're waiting.
But the referees say, good goal, and quite frankly, that's something I'm not used to hearing from the official challenge. Anyway, 1-0, and a minute 19 after that, bada bing, bada boom, again, Boston will score one more time, and it's the 7th Player of the Year, Brad Marchand, for his 37th. A beautiful feed from Torrey Krug. Finds Brad Marchand with the backdoor put-in. 2-0 Boston in the first period. A really good opening 20 minutes, but a 20-minute period does not make a game, and the Bruins know that all too well. They need to continue to compete and continue into the second and third periods, which we will go right to right now. And in the second period, the Bruins will get a power play opportunity, and it is Torrey, the nightmare on Causeway Street, Krug. 54-game drought. It's finally over for Krug. He blows it by with a beautiful shot, getting so much time and space on the power play, making it a 3-0 game. But Detroit will finally answer back with Alexei Marashenko. He makes it a 3-1 hockey game with a weird angle shot that probably wasn't even going to be a shot on net until it hit Adam McQuaid's skate, or it might have hit his stick. Either way, a couple of miscues and penalties taken by Adam McQuaid. It wasn't exactly his night, but it was a pretty good second period for Boston. Things got a little bit sloppy, but they do recover and finish the period strongly. So let's go to the third period where they need to finish this game. Finish the game. And finish they will, as Torrey Krug will take the initial shot, and Brad Marchand will get a tip chance, but it is saved by Howard, and it's going to go right to the stick of Suitcase Lee Stepniak, making it a 4-1 hockey game. 25 seconds later, Ryan Spooner will take a shot. It bounces off a double deflection off of both David Krejci and Louis Eriksson, making it a 5-1 game for Boston, and this is what this team can do when it decides to show up. Jimmy Howard, he's out. Jason Mrazek, he's coming in, but it doesn't really matter, as that'll pretty much end the game. Only thing to note is Andreas, and I'm going to butcher this name because, hell, Jack Edwards butchered his name about 5 times. Athanasiou, I think. He will make it 5-2 with a wrist shot towards the later period of the game. But at that point, it was all sealed up as Boston will win. A massive win for Boston. A massive game here. They'll take it 5-2 over the Detroit Red Wings, which will give them the tiebreaker, or one of the tiebreakers, depending on games played, row, and all that fun stuff. So as it stands right now, Boston and Detroit are tied, but Detroit has 1 in the row column. And we'll take it to the 3 stars of the game right now. Star number 3, Brad Marchand, the 7th Player of the Year award. He will get a goal and an assist tonight. Like I said, 37 on the season for Marchand. Star number 2, in my opinion, Louis Eriksson. A goal and an assist. He had a good game as well. And the number 1 star overall, finally back in the good graces of the offensive side of the boards, it's Torrey the Nightmare on Causeway Street Krug. 1 goal, 2 assists tonight. And hold on. This just in, Toronto has beaten the Philadelphia Flyers 4-3 in overtime.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
Which is good news and bad news. The good news, the Bruins are the 8th seed in the playoffs right now. The bad news, the Philadelphia Flyers got a point. However, the Flyers will need to win both their final games to even come close if the Bruins can take care of the Ottawa Senators on Saturday afternoon on the final game of the season. And they'll need a little bit of help from some other teams in the division, including, but more importantly, losses from Detroit or a shootout win by Detroit. Going through all this will make your head explode. So, basically, you need to win. Detroit and Philadelphia need to lose. That's as clear as it gets. That's as easy as it gets. We're hoping for something like that. I will try as best as I can to get a live edition Saturday afternoon. Unfortunately, due to previous engagements, there's may well be the very last game recap unless we get into the playoffs, and hopefully we do on the next Bruins Recap Show.